It's a big day at Denver with the St. Patrick's Day parade going on, people wearing green. But right here on the steps of the Capitol, people are also wearing green, but voices are striving to be heard.
Long live Syria! Long live Syria!
Flags raised, faces painted, and voices heard as a group of Syrian activists gathered by the state capitol Saturday afternoon and marched through 16th Street Mall, marching for Syrian freedom. As Denver marched, so did the rest of the globe.
Long live the Intifada!
Know something is happening, and that there is people in solidarity.
The march took place to spread awareness about the attacks taking place on innocent Syrian civilians from the Syrian regime. Brutal crimes claimed the lives of over 70,000 Syrians.
People have been dying for almost 2.5 years, 2 years now, and no one's done nothing about it. It's absolutely a disgrace.
The U.S. women's soccer team had their biggest win over Japan in this summer's London Olympics. Then they brought their victory all the way to the Mile High. The team's victory tour made a stop in Colorado as they faced off against Australia at Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium Wednesday night. Another victory to the U.S. women's soccer team with the 6-2 win over the Aussies. I caught up with midfielder Carly Lloyd, the player behind the victory over Japan in the 2012 London Olympics. I asked her how she managed athletics while being a college student.
For me, I was away a lot. I went to Rutgers University, and it's a very hard academic school, and you have to keep up with your grades. But I managed my time well. I was organized. I always completed my assignments.
Right now, people across the country are dealing with severe weather. This interstate near Fort Worth, Texas, is a parking lot covered in ice, and now the storm is moving into northeast. ABC's Chuck Severstein is covering the storm from Texas to Wisconsin to Pennsylvania.
Fox 31 Denver's Good Day, Colorado.
We begin with breaking news this morning. A Russian flight from New York to Moscow was diverted to Iceland early this morning. This all came after U.S. law enforcement officials received an anonymous bomb threat saying that there were explosives on board. All 253 people on board were evacuated. The incident is currently being investigated. Arctic air is going to push in, kind of giving us some more cold temperatures across the states. The East Coast is going to continue to experience some low temperatures over here. Great Lakes are going to experience some moisture conditions. That cold front is going to stick on that spot in Texas, giving them some rain. And as we move into Denver, that low pressure is going to slowly start moving in, kind of giving us some rain and snow early next week. The Auraria Higher Education Center is exempt from the state inclement weather policy established by the governor. The campus adheres to emergency closure procedures set by the Auraria Executives Council. In South Africa, the mourning continues tonight for Nelson Mandela today. He was remembered with the National Day of Prayer and Reflection. Ex-wife Winnie Mandela joined South Africa's President Jacob at a church service. We take our phones everywhere, to class, in class, to the cafeteria, and all the way to the bathroom. Why not take it up to the register and make a purchase with it? Your phone can now replace your wallet. 31-year-old mother was killed in May of last year along I-25 near Downing when Victoria Berry drove her Lexus the wrong way on the interstate. Berry was sentenced to 10 years behind bars. After the hearing, the young girl had some harsh words for Berry. The group claimed that merger would raise ticket prices and limit consumers' choices. American and U.S. Airways could complete the deal, which would create the world's biggest airline before markets open tomorrow. More on a new policy that's a dream home come true for hundreds and thousands of young immigrants. That story coming up next. We're just getting started on 7 News at 5. The Broncos taking on the Tennessee Titans at Mile High. Coming up, we'll check in with Lionel for all the highlights and see how they did in the freezing temperatures. Plus, a Colorado teen dealing with cancer, how determination and positive spirit are helping her deal with her illness. And a celebration gets out of hand where riot police had to step in to control some unruly fans. It's a dinner and all proceeds go to Syrian refugee camps. For more information, you could go to irusa.org. For the Met Report, I'm Hassan Shah.